Hey guys, this is a more funny video. This is Doodle, and I thought I would just make a little funny, goofy, silly video on which Eddsworld character would be the best in bed / who would even get another character in bed, like who would get another character in bed / who would be the best in bed. So maybe it'll let me scroll down. Yeah, it will. Okay, the only characters I'm doing for this is the main 4 boys, the 4 neighbors, no Todd, just Laurel, and then the 4 main Eddsworld girls. So no Paul and Patrick. I know you guys want Paul and Patrick. I know you guys really like Paul and Patrick and Bing and Larry and all the other deals, but we're not doing those. So maybe you want to click off the video, but no, I'm just joking. So yeah, this is just a silly video I wanted to do. I've actually been wanting to do this video for like 8 months now. But I always say that, like I always make something, and I always be like, I actually had an idea to do this forever, because I do. I have so much freaking ideas, but I can't get to some of them until much later, simply because I'm not in the mood for them. So let's just start out with the freaking big 2, the main 2. Tori's going all the way at the top. Let's drag her up here. Tori is going all the way up here. Oh yeah, and a lot of these are my headcanon, so maybe you might disagree with me, but for those who don't know, it's just a it's literally just female Tori. Like, think about it, guys. It's freaking Tori. She is going to be at the tippity top. And on top of that, I headcanon her as like a succubus hybrid, because, you know, her, mom's a demon. Same way for Tord, but Tord can't be a succubus because he's a guy. So, you know, seducing people is literally Tori's job. On top of that, she's hot. So, Tori's gonna get it for sure. Alright, the next little fella that's gonna go up here, it's gonna be Matt, guys. He's gonna go up there with Tori. He's not as bad as she is, but he's pretty bad. So, in the Eddsworld fandom, it's really funny to me, because people either headcanon Matt as one, totally sexist, totally sexless, completely asexual, you know, freaking, you know, he's a precious cinnamon roll, he's not dirty, he's not nasty, he's not, you know, just precious. He doesn't even think about sex, it doesn't even cross his mind. Or either Matt's just straight up an incel, or either, people's Matt is like my Matt. You know, he's more flamboyant, he's more romantic, he's more sexual, he's all of this stuff, he's really expressive. I know Matt has, to me, my headcanon, Matt really has a dirty side. He just doesn't show it. It's just hard to see. He's not open about it. Not like Tori is, at least. It's obvious to me. Like, the second I laid eyes on Matt, I was like, this motherfucker a whore, bro. Cause he is. He's a whore. There's no other way to put it. So, these are the 2 characters that are going at the top. So, who are we doing next? Now, Ed is just fucking complicated. Ed is complicated, like, okay, well, first of all, to me, Ed, my headcanon is that he's asexual, not asexual, he's aromantic, so, it's like me, being aromantic but sexual can be a little bit complicated, because some people, you know, they don't want to have sex unless they're dating, like, they'll date you and then have sex. But you see, Ed can't go around asking people for sex like he would like to, because Ed's really awkward. He's really awkward. He's really, you know, he's a flirter now. It's obvious he flirts. It's in the show. But he has this shyness, this awkwardness about him. He's more of an introvert. He's a more reserved, quiet person. I feel like he just wouldn't have the balls to go out and ask somebody. But he's sexual. He's really sexual. Again, he's just more reserved about it. It's hard to tell. So to me, Ed is, I'm just gonna put him in, I mean, there's a chance, and again, this is not saying he's not sexual, he is, it's just difficult for him to ask for that, but that's how I headcanon him, at least. Let's do Tom, fuck it, I mean, he's right here, let's put him there, cause Tom is a lot like Ed, he's complicated, he's not one answer, he's not one way, Tom is complicated, how do I explain it? He's sexual, but he doesn't have as large as a sex drive as his friends do, unless if he's going through his weird ass monster phases, cause let's be real, that shit is horny shit. I didn't see that monster shit as horny shit at first, but now I headcanon he has like these weird monster phases once a month, basically like a period, and it like makes him really fucking horny. So, that's funny. So, unless he's not going through a monster phase, he doesn't really have as much of a sex drive as his friends does. But this is also hilarious to me, because Tom's object sexual, and the thing is, this is canon, he fucks a guitar, he fucks a tree, he fucked a coconut, a goddamn coconut, so it's obvious Tom is object sexual, and it's obvious he's getting it on with objects. I'm sorry, Susan, please don't kill me, but when it comes to humans, now that's a whole different ballgame. This is how I headcanon Tom. Tom just, he's not a hooker, he doesn't fucking sleep around with people, he dates people, and then he sleeps with them. So, and it's not like as soon as he starts dating, like, you wanna have sex? Like, he has to be dating them for at least 3 or 4 months until he's finally like, hey, by the way, do you wanna try this? Hi, if you want to. Obviously, only if you want to. So, to me, that's how, Tom is. And Tom's romantic. To me, Ed's very aromantic. Matt, I mean, he's technically romantic, but at the same time, he's not, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that does. Like, he comes off as romantic. He's very artsy, very elegant, but that doesn't mean he's good at dating, and if anything, Matt fucking sucks at dating. He just does over it. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna fuck people, cause I don't know what the fuck. That's bad. Tom is the most romantic out the 4 boys. He likes to date and then get it on, but he likes to lay a ground first. He's like, alright, we've been dating for a while. We can try this. Sure, why not? That's Tom. So, yeah, semi-beginning, sure, I'm gonna put him a little above Ed, just because, Tom's not awkward. Tom is really obvious in the show. It's canon that Tom has a high confidence. He knows how to ask people shit. Ed is more shy. Ed is more introverted. He's kind of reserved. Toward. Okay, this is funny, cause it's in. I'm gonna put him in this place after I explain Toward. Yeah. So in the show is obviously extremely and very canon that Toward has a high sex drive. It's clear. It's obvious. It's in the show. It's very clear, and he's much more open about it than his other 3 friends that he has here. So, it's obvious. But at the same time, let's just be real. Let's not cut around the bush. Toward's a little bit of an incel. He just is. He's kind of like, I'm just gonna watch porn all day. I'm not even gonna go out other women. I don't see the point in it. I really don't. So Toward has that high awkwardness about him, where basically I headcanon every girl he tries to hook up with basically rejects him. Because, think about it, he's a communist war leader. He's known as a bad guy. He's trigger happy. He's probably not gonna get that much, people in bed. So, yeah. Matt, on the other hand, is a complete gentleman. He respects women. He respects everybody. He's like, only if you consent, darling. He's kind of like that. Toward is really awkward. Maybe if he wasn't so awkward and weird and pimple-faced, maybe he'd have higher of a chance. So, Toward, he's going in, not really. Yeah, even Ed has a higher chance than he does. So these are the 4 boys, including Tori, because I wanted to go first. Let's do Elle. Elle is going here. Why, you might be wondering, why is she higher than Ed and Tom? I have a good fucking reason. My Elle is more portrayed off of Vicky Gold than just, a female version of Ed. That's why I love the Eddsworld girls so much. A lot of people just see them as like girl versions, but I don't. Literally, in my head, they have their own personalities, their own backstories, etc., that are different from the main 4 boys. So basically, Elle, to me, she's much more confident than Ed. Way less awkward than Ed is. She's basically the same thing. She's not as aromantic as Ed is, but she's kind of there. Like, she might date every here and there, but that's about it. But Ed, he just straight up won't date. Like, you can't get that man to date. You can't get that man to go on a date. He'll be like, I don't see the point in this. I really don't. Like, Ed is so independent and so artsy and so introverted that he doesn't understand the concept of why people get married and have children. So as a romantic person myself, I heavily relate to you, buddy. I know how you feel. this is why everybody says I'm Ed. But Elle, she might go swingle that skedaddle with a little bit dating here and there. But she's also way more confident than Ed. She knows how to ask for things, and she's not fucking objects like Tom is. She's actually talking to people. So to me, Elle has a higher chance of getting someone in bed compared to these 3 little fellas below her. Alright, who do we have next? Let's just do fucking Matilda. I mean, she's going up there with the other 3. I gotta be real with you guys though. To me, Matt is the one that has a little bit more confidence than Matilda. Matilda, she kind of, to me, my headcanon, saying this again, she kind of grew up with trauma, hating her body, hating herself. Matt did that too. Matt had to deal with that too, but Matilda got it way more harsh, and Matt kind of grew out of it more quickly than she did. Like, he's just full on out, freaking, I'm fabulous, I'm sexy. Matilda, she's like that, but she kind of struggles with it, and she's kind of more reserved with it. So, she's kind of in between. I mean, she's kind of like right here, but she's also right here as well. On top of that, Matilda is a lesbian, so it might be kind of harder to get people in bed compared to Matt, because Matt's straight and Matilda isn't. And it's just, she's a lesbian, and lesbian struggles are real. I can say this from experience. It's not as easy to hook up with a girl as it seems. I don't care what people say. It's much freaking harder than it seems. So freak it. You know what? Matilda's going with Elle. I don't care. She's going with Elle. I don't know if Matilda or Elle is better about it. They're probably on the same level, but there they are. Next, we're doing Tamara. And I gotta be real with you guys. Tamara is basically the same as Tom. Again, she does the dating like he does. She does the objects like he does. To me, the only difference, actually, I'm gonna put her above Tom here, and I'm about to explain why. The only real difference between Tamara and Tom is that, Tamara kind of likes to get it on more than Tom does. Like, she dates more than he does. Like, she'll ask for sex as soon as the relationship starts. She's like, hey, let's do this, by the way. Tom isn't like that. He likes to wait, like, 2 or 3 months. He's like, and as soon as somebody breaks up with Tamara, she goes right to the next person. Like, she doesn't even, like, give it time. Tom, on the other hand, as soon as he breaks up with somebody, it hurts his heart. He's like, and then he waits like 3 or 4 months, and then he's like, okay, I think I'm ready for it again. I'm kind of not over my ex. But Tamara's not like that. She's like, you know what? fuck them. And then she goes on to the next person like a day later. So there is Tamara. She's a little bit above Tom, but yeah, there you go. And now we have all the 4 boys and the 4 girls. Now it's time to do the 4 neighbors. Yeah. Eduardo. People hate on my man Eduardo so much. People like to say Eduardo is bitchless, he gets no bitches, and he's a virgin loser. First of all, motherfucker, I would like to argue with you about this. Okay. So I gotta sneeze, hold on. Never mind, it's not coming. So anyways, my headcanon for Eduardo is that he went to art college along with Mark. He's very artsy. He was a complete hipster when he was a teenager. He does all these realistic art portraits, and we all know something about artists. They are horny motherfuckers. Artists are horny. They're fucking horny bitches. And Eduardo is an artist. On top of that, he is a realistic artist who is dating a girl with blue hair. This man has experience. People like to hate on my boy Eduardo. I know they do. But, you know, Eduardo might seem kind of like a weirdo. He might seem like, he might seem too loud. But if you know Eduardo personally, he gonna get it on. He kind of more on the monogamous side, because my headcanon is that he's been dating Laurel for years. He's kind of like Tom. He kind of doesn't like to do it. He's like a mix of Tom and Ed, really. He doesn't like to do it unless he's dating somebody. But he's romantic and he's not aromantic. So really, he's like Tom. He's, in a way, he's a very passionate lover. Once he gets to dating somebody, he will dedicate kind of like his entire life to that one lover once you get to know his personal side. Because, like, people, to me, in the universe, they kind of see Eduardo as too loud, too mean, but Laurel sees a side of Eduardo nobody else gets to see. So again, he's like Tom. He's a very passionate lover once you get to know him. So yeah, that's Eduardo. Eduardo can get it on for sure. And now we have Laurel, which she's going up there with these fucking idiots. Laurel has blue hair. She's emo. What else do I need to say? No, again, Laurel, she went to the art college, my headcanon, she went to the same art college Eduardo and Mark went to, and this is where they kind of formed their friend group. And then later on, Laurel and Eduardo started dating, and yeah, they've been dating for years now. Had lots of ups and downs, but Laurel loves Eduardo, and Eduardo loves Laurel. These are just my headcanons. Again, guys. Laurel is, to me, she's confident. She's more confident than Eduardo. I might even, because of that, I might put her in front of him. And, yeah. She's more confident than Eduardo. She's kind of like, she's more of an extrovert. To me, Eduardo, he's more of an introvert, so he might struggle with that a little bit. But to me, Laurel, I headcanon her, is very extroverted. She gets along with anybody she meets. She can be a little emo sometimes. She's a little emo. She was a complete freaking emo dyke growing up in school. But you know, besides that, you know. Next we have fucking Mark. Okay, bitch. I need. He's going right here. He can't be as high as Matt. He's going in front of L. Fuck you. Okay, he's almost up there. He's almost at the top. And I have a good reason for this. Mark, obviously, in the show, doesn't have much of a personality. All we know about him is that he's scared of rabbits. But I have a lot of headcanons for this man right here. A lot of them, indeed. So, to me, Mark is an introvert. He's a poet. He's a poet. But he's gay! He's not straight like that. He's gay. He is a gay, introverted poet. That's who Mark is. He's gay. he's gonna get a lot of motherfuckers in bed because he's a writer. He on top of that, he's really prideful. He's like, to me, he's the most prideful Eddsworld character. Like, if you go in his room, you see fucking pride flags everywhere. Kind of like the same with Laurel. And then Eduardo's like, oh, what's a lesbian? I'm a lesbian too. So, Mark is extremely romantic, he's extremely sexual, he's extremely passionate, he's both poly and monogamous. So, Mark just hits every hole in the ball game. I mean, like, he might struggle a little bit because, he's introverted, but once you get that man going, he gonna get going. So, yeah, these are just kind of like, the rest of these are for sure, but these you can just kind of like move them around and they'll still fit. These are basically like this row, the second row is the complicated motherfuckers, basically. So, and then you have John. That is a hell no to me. To me, John is completely asexual. So he's not getting it in bed. He ain't asking. He's not really romantic either. He's asexual. He's not really getting it in bed with nobody. He's kind of like, to me, this is kind of where like a lot of people headcanon Matt, but for me it's John. He's kind of like that precious cinnamon roll who's innocent and doesn't really know anything. He kind of keeps to himself. He kind of just, he's really close to the neighbors. He loves good friendships. He loves close and good friendships. He loves growing. He loves learning. That's basically John. So yeah, this is my Eddsworld tier list. Who's getting it in bed, guys? Who's getting it in bed? And who knows how to get the other character in bed that well. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. It's just a silly and fun video, and I will see you. I have to go eat supper now, as we call it in the South.